Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Collection Mania Monday, one of my favorite days. And today we're going to take a look at the June Gold mechanical pencils. I have them here and I've numbered them all because of course they don't have names or anything like that. Um, a really cute set of pencils. Of course they have whites into the yellows and oranges and into our reds, and a peachy tone into our pinks and our purples, and then into our blues. And this dark purple should be over here, but it looked like a blue to me, so I did purple. And then into our greens, and then into our browns and our black and gray. Really small set. It's only 36 pencils, but they're really kind of cool. Let's take a look at the pencil itself. So this is number one, which is obviously white. I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera here and turn that on. So you press down on this part here and the lid comes out there. Now, as you can see, this is fairly dull. It's got a bit of a tip. Not bad. A small lead, so it is only a 2mm lead. So doing small details with these is fantastic. Now, in order to sharpen these, it's one of my favorite things about these pencils, is you just stick it in the end of another pencil and give it a twist. Maybe. Here it goes. And it will sharpen it. The top of the pencil is a little tiny sharpener. So as you can see, there's a bit of the white pencil in there. And you just tap it out and it's all cleaned. All cleaned out. So those are what we're going to work with today. I of course have our handy dandy worksheet that we've been working on. I'll show you a close-up of the colors. So we've got white, yellows, oranges into the reds, into the pinks, purples and blues. And like I said, number 16 here should be over in the purples, but I put it in the wrong spot. And then into our greens and our browns and into our gray and our black. Like I said, a really cute, really small set of pencils. Not like a 24 set or anything like that, but still a little bit smaller than I'm used to. So let's see what we can do with them. So I've got our sheet, and today we're going to do the snail. And we'll see how many of these pencils we will use. We will probably use quite a few of them. Alright, so, and like I said before, definitely made to work with a smaller area. So these little pictures are perfect for these pencils because of the fact that they are a small core. Like I said, it's only a 2mm core, like it says here on the pencil. It says June Gold 2mm. Alright, so let's get started with coloring a little bit of pink on the flowers. And doing small details and that sort of thing with these pencils is really, really good. They work really well for that. I don't know if I'd color a large picture with them, that with big open spaces it would take a long time, but I'm quite sure you could. So I'm just putting down some pink here on this flower, And then I'll get a different pink and we'll see if we can layer the colors or if it's a one color thing. I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day. Of course, Mother's Day was yesterday. My children forgot it was Mother's Day. Now, this one has a little bit of a sharpen to it, but I want it a little bit sharper. So I'm going to sharpen this. Now when you sharpen it, try to get a bit of lead out. You can push that back in, of course. And there we go. Nice and pointy. And like I said, you push back in and you're good to go. And it seems to layer quite well. Getting a good amount of the darker color over top of that light color. So. And of course I'm turning the pencil as I go to keep that sharp point on the end of the pencil. These are an octagonal pencil. The shaft is plastic, so they're quite comfortable. And you don't have wood shavings everywhere. And I think it did pretty good. With that color change. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of this red, I think, maybe the purple. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of this purple and just go right around the, and this one's already got a good sharp tip. I'm just going to go around the center of the flower here. And there we go. I think that worked quite well. So we've used the dark pink and the light pink. And I've got shavings everywhere. And I'm going to keep the shavings there because I'm going to use them afterwards. So we've got light pink, dark pink, and this purple in one of the flowers. So let's do one of these flowers in the yellows. So we're going to use this one. And we're just going to go in here. There we go. Now these aren't scratchy, but they're not really soft either. So they do put out a good coverage, but they are a very small core. So you're not going to get a huge amount of shading coverage. So there's our light yellow. Now we're going to get our dark yellow here. Okay, I don't know how I missed number 2, but somehow I managed to miss number 2. So this is a darker yellow. I'm going to sharpen this to a nice tight point. Just knocking the excess out of the sharpener before I forget and put them away and make a mess. And that's a bit darker of a yellow. And then we're going to take a little bit of this one, which is a reddy orange color. And we're just going to go around that center. Like that. Now we're going to take our deep purple, which was number 16. And we're going to put number 15 with it. So we've got number 15 here, which is a light purple. And we're going to go in here. Didn't bother sharpening this one because I'm not going to go into detail with it. But these are the June Gold mechanicals. And like I said, they are a 2mm core. So doing these really, really small pictures and really fine details with them seems to work really well for them. Now this one I'm going to need to sharpen. So I've extended it out a bit. And push it back in. So nice sharp tip there. And the train is going to go by, so it's going to get a little loud. I swear it knows when I'm recording. It says, ooh, she's recording. I must go by and lay on the horn. And then we're going to go back to our purple, or light purple, and just blend it together. And there we go. So that's our purples. Let's do some blues. So we've got this light blue and this dark blue. So I'm going to do the light blue. Let's see. Let's do this one. Okay. So there's our light blue. And just trying to make sure that I've got everything covered. I don't know why, but I seem to keep on getting this frog in my throat, which is really starting to annoy me. And then we've got the dark blue all sharpened up. And we're just going to go in down here at the base. Okay. Then we're going to take this orange. We're actually going to fill in those centers. Kind of like that. Then we'll take a little bit of the red. Do any kind of shadowing. Maybe a bit of the yellow too. These smaller ones, it's not really that big of a deal. These larger ones will give it some light and shade. And there we go. And it layered it quite nicely. I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera, but on the page I can see it. So now we've got purple, pink. So let's do a red one. Very colorful snail with his pretty flowers all over his back. I'm going to take the dark blue and I'm just going to do some shadow line. And we'll go back over the red. It's quite a nice vibrant color. It's one thing that really surprised me when I bought them was they're so bright for a mechanical pencil. And then we're going to do another pink. This time we're going to go with a darker pink. And the only thing I have found that I'm really not sure I like about these pencils is that it does take longer to color with them because of the really small core. Really glad that I chose a small set of pictures to do this kind of thing with, because it would take me forever to color a large picture with these. And we're going to do a nice dark blue one over here. And we'll use the light yellow for the center of that one. Another thing that we're going to take a look at is whether or not these will blend very well. And I'm going to use this one. Do a little bit of a turquoisey green one. So I will use a blender pencil on them and see how that works. If I can ever get this frog out of my throat, I'd be quite happy. And then we're going to take this yellowy orange color, well, reddy orange color, I guess. I'm going to sharpen it in the orange. Now, if you don't remember to knock out that shavings, you can end up using the pencil and getting shavings all over yourself. I did that. Forgot that I had used a pencil for shavings and went, oh, I need that pencil, and threw shavings all over myself. Okay, so that's the orange. Let's do a yellow centers for those. And I think we're going to do one more yellow over here in the dark yellow. Got a light yellow there, we'll do a dark yellow here. Okay, then we're going to take our orange. Alright, now for our greens, we need number 27. And I think number 25. So number 27 is our light green. We're just going to fill in all of these little leaves. And we'll come back with the darker green and add detail. I think that's all of them. And of course I'm off screen, isn't that fun of me? Excuse me. All right. These do feel like they're a little bit harder than most pencils I have. Or that I have used lately. But they are definitely nice and smooth. You know, even if they are a little bit harder, they still lay down the color really, really well and really nicely into small areas. So, but there's our flowers. So we're going to take our, well, let's grab the Blick blender And we're going to give it a bit of a sharpen, just so we can get into those small areas. Make it nice and sharp. And then we're going to blend those colors together. And blend out some of that white spot. They are blending really nice. Probably can't really tell on such a small thing, but they are blending into that white spot, which is really good. And it is transitioning those colors really nicely, which is really good. So they are blendable with a blending pencil as well as with themselves, which is great. I think that's thought it was the last one, but it's not. So many little flowers here. Okay, I think that is the last one. Okay, good enough. Now we're going to move on to the body of the snail. So we need number 31 and number 32, I think, are our good browns. So this is our light brown. This is going to be the base here. Like I said, as you can see, with it being a bit of a smaller core, it does take a little bit longer to get the larger areas done. But getting into these really tiny, tight areas is really good. And I'll go over this again afterwards, after I add some other color. Just to see where it needs to be a little bit darker and a little bit lighter and that sort of thing. And my dog is on the couch snoring. Figures. So I'm going to sharpen this one up because I want to get into some tighter areas and do some lines. So I want to get into here around the edges. get into those areas that are shadowed by the flowers. Move you back into screen so you can actually see what I'm talking about. I do that constantly. End up moving it out of screen. I get to talking and coloring and I forget to look up and see where you're at. If you can actually see what I'm doing. One of these days I'll get better at that, but I hope, because it's really annoying to me. I watch my videos over and go, well, that's annoying. Alright, so I'm just putting in the snail's curves of his. There we go. Then I'm going to take this light brown again. I'll go a little bit heavier on the outside edges. And down this edge here. And then we'll just lightly fill in the rest. And then we'll take our blending pencil and we'll just blend it all together. Push it all around. And as you can see, it just moves it into all those white spots and cleans it all up. Makes it all pretty. Alright, so what color of snail should we do? I think we're going to do some olive greens. So I need number 28 and 29, I think. Number 30. Where's number 30? Maybe number... No, what number is that? Why does number 30 look like it's a brown? Let's try this one. Yeah, maybe it is a brown. Okay, so yeah, it's a light brown, yellowy brown. So we're just going to start off with this one. And then we'll go into some olive greens. And then we have another train. They're busy this morning. And then we've got our olive green. I'm just going to go into that light brown color. Which looks just fine together. I was a little worried the brown color was a little too light, but once you blend them together it looks really good. Looks perfectly fine. Okay. Alright, now we're going to blend him. Now I only put down one light layer, so it's not blending as well as I'd like it to. Of course I could put down another layer and add to it, but I think it's alright. It's alright. Okay, now we're going to take our darker brown. Back. And try not to completely throw it on the floor. And we'll fill in all these little areas and his little antennae. Alright, then we're going to take our blending pencil, blend it together. And once again, I only put down one layer, so it's a little bit scratchier than if I was to layer 3 or 4 layers on top of each other. Alright, so there's our little snail. Now we're going to finish off these leaves, and then we're going to take some of the shavings and we'll see what we can do with the shavings for a background. Because, yeah, why not? There's no wood in it, it's just straight pigment, so let's see what we can do with it. Better than wasting it, right? Alright, and there's our little leaves. Now I need my brush. Where did I put it? You would think, after how long have I been doing this? I would stop losing my brush. You would think wrong. I am constantly losing my brush. Where did I put it this time? I, of course, cleaned off my desk, so, you know where that gets me. Okay, so I can't find it. I will have to look for it again. So, instead we'll do this. Oh, take a sip of coffee. And then we're going to take some of our blue. And I think some of the purple. red color. Wipe that off. I have a thing here. I don't know where I put them. Hate it when I do that. Put things away and then I can never find them again. Now, where did I stick those? Gloss there. Got some wet wipes here. Wipe off my fingers. And remove some of the excesses there. Now we've got some orange. And a little bit of yellows. And I'm off camera. A little bit of brown. And then we have our little snail. So as you can see, you can easily use the shavings. And of course, I just did it with my finger really quickly. So you can, of course, do that a little bit better with a blending tool or anything like that. And our little snail is so cute. Now I'm going to switch you over to the main so you can see all of the pencils that we have used. So we have used quite a few of the pencils, as you can see. And here is our little snail. I'm going to turn that off so you can see it better. And I don't know why this is up so high. Probably because I was doing something and didn't want to knock it. So there we go. There's our little snail. And like I said, I just took the remaining shavings. Well, not all of them because there's still a bunch on my desk, but I took some of the remaining shavings and just rubbed them around the page to get the background, which is wonderful with these because of the fact that they don't have any wood. You're not having to, worry about picking out those shavings. All in all, a really cute little set of pencils. They do a fantastic job, especially on close-up or tight little spaces. They do have little sharpeners, which is wonderful because I was constantly wondering how I was going to sharpen the mechanical pencils. They do have replacements for the leads, which is also really cool. So, you don't have to replace the whole pencil, you just have to replace the leads. So I thought that was awesome. I, of course, bought them with the replacement leads. However, the replacement leads never arrived and still to this day have not arrived. So I think they're lost forever. And I have put in for a refund for them a little while ago. So they have refunded me that portion of my purchase. And when I run out of these or if I find that the leads are getting too small or anything else like that, I will replace them. Now, just to show you what the lead looks like, There's your entire lead. And all you do to put that back in is you just take this off and slide that down. As you can see, there's a little hole in there. And this goes into that hole. And off it goes. And then this goes back into its spot there. And there we go. And you just press it a couple of times. Maybe. Oh, there it is. To bring it back down. Press it and push it up. And then it goes away. So it's all protected inside the pencil casing, which is really cool. Because then I don't have to worry about broken tips. I don't have to worry about broken leads. I don't have to worry about, which way I'm putting them in the pencil bag or anything like that, to make sure that, sometimes when you close your pencil bag, you have to watch where your leads are, where your tips are, so that you don't end up breaking all the tips off your pencils. I do, because I have some really large bags, and yeah, some of them aren't extremely well designed. They're a good concept, but you end up with some tight spaces for those ends of the pencils, whether you're pointing them down or pointing them up. If I could just push them all back in and off I go, then I would. Okay, so the June Gold mechanical 2mm core pencil is what we've used today. It does have a refill availability for the leads, so you don't have to buy the casings all over again. You just can buy the leads. They are not named or numbered. I have gone through and put little numbers on them myself. So I'm not quite sure how, other than visually, how you're going to know which lead to put in which pencil. But for tight little areas, they are a fantastic set of pencils. And of course, as I said before, you can use the shavings of these pencils to do your backgrounds for small areas. You sharpen your pencils with the sharpener that is on the end of the pencil, which is great. And yeah, that's about it for these. It is a 36, yes, a 36 set, 36 count set, and it does have a really good range of colors, from reds, yellows, greens, blues, purples, browns, and that sort of thing. I think the only one that I found that it's a little bit lacking in is anything to use for a light skin tone. There's only one peachy color and not really much else to go with it. But it's got a really good selection of browns. It's got a really good selection of blues, and even into our reds and pinks, it's got a pretty good selection as well. So all in all, as far as I'm concerned, a really nice set of pencils. They're really cute, and they're fantastic for getting into those small spaces. So of course I will leave a link for these from Amazon in the description below. Of course, it will be an affiliate link, and of course, when you purchase anything from the affiliate link, it does give me a small commission, which of course goes towards purchasing things for the channel, as well as giveaways and that sort of thing. So please, you don't have to. It's not a mandatory thing, but if you want to help out the channel a little bit, click on the link if you decide that you want to purchase these pencils. I will also leave a link for the set that I bought, which was supposed to be these pencils and the refills, but I will also leave a link just for the pencils and just for the refills, so that you can make your mind up on what you want to do as well. I think they're all on the same link anyway, so. But yeah, I purchased the one with the refills included, and I never received the refills for some reason they were shipped separately than the pencils. So I don't know why that was, or if that was a shipping mistake by Amazon or by the sale company. I don't know, but like I said, I still have not received those. So, and I didn't reorder them because I will once I get down to a point where I need to replace one. I don't know how they discern on the refills what pencil they go into, because there is no names or numbers on the pencils. Other than that, that's the only thing that I don't like about them is that there are no names and numbers on them. So, figuring out what to put where might be a little bit difficult in the future. With that being said, I want to, of course, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed this cute little video of these cute little pencils. They're not little, but they're a small set of pencils and they're just adorable. They will work wonderfully for, of course, those tiny details. I personally wouldn't use them for large colorings, like large space colorings, but absolutely for those wonderful little pictures of Kirby Roseanne's, of Joanna Basford, stuff like that that has a lot of smaller details. These are perfect for them. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic day. And of course, we will see you again tomorrow for Tips and Tricks Tuesday, where we're going to continue with our grayscale coloring with the Artlicious colored pencils. And yeah, other than that, guys, have a fantastic day. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Of course, I do put out a new video every day except for Sundays, and I am live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And of course, last but not least, as always, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye bye for now.